Designer brand culture has accelerated within the last century, particularly due to its sense of exclusivity, both in terms of cost and visual aesthetic. There are several reasons as to why this collective hype regarding luxury items has become one of the most successful business ventures, making billions of dollars every year. However, it's not only the original brands that make a lot of money. There is a whole other group in society that buys knockoff versions to be a part of this culture. And we want to look into both these sides of designer brand shopping and why people choose to buy into this craze. People have a desire to fit in, whether at school, work, or in social groups. Consequently, people sometimes buy high-end, believing the brands will contribute to greater social acceptance. Material goods of any kind are, for a lot of people, the building blocks of our identities, and shopping can feel like a bridge between the way we want to be seen and the way others see us. As we forever lust after the ideal vision of ourselves, we surround ourselves with symbols as a way of painstakingly engineering our own identities.
From a marketing and economics perspective, what are your opinions on why people purchase counterfeit goods as opposed to real luxury brands or vice versa?
Well, marketing is all about selling the brand. Like, sure, you can sell a product, but how are people going to find value in it without something that tells them exactly why you should buy this thing in the first place? Like, prestige is extra value, something to brag about. Like Apple, their computers are known for being not the best on the market. Sure, they're good, but you always hear people say that, oh, this computer from Microsoft is so much faster than Mac's and it's cheaper. Because people want Apple because of the brand, the prestige, the luxury, and the status associated with it. It's sleek, it's cool, it's fresh, and that is the product of effective marketing. Luxury goods are a strong industry with over 200 billion annual sales a year, which goes to show that something is working when you market a luxury brand.
This is especially true in fashion, like with the brand Supreme. Supreme branded items, even if totally unnecessary, are expensive and hyped. This is due to the idea of social acceptance and effective marketing, as consumers often buy from brands that are either perceived as fashionable, trendy, or fit into a particular subculture or peer group. The artwork I Shop Therefore I Am by Barbara Krugers reinforces this concept as it consists of visual aesthetic currently used for the Supreme brand. Kruger's poster attacks consumers who buy brands for the sake of owning and displaying their objects.
The power of having a valuable branded object on a free market also affects pop culture, which in turn affects consumerism. For example, the recent song Gucci Gang was a viral hit, and the exposure of the Gucci brand has influenced young consumers. They now want to assert superiority while wearing something that's worth what society deems as desirable and exclusive. Moreover, the art series High Roller by the Dot Masters illustrates the worth of an item, such as designer bags being destroyed and reducing it to the function of a rubbish bag or paint dispenser. This helps emphasize the true futility of overhyped luxury items. For decades, people are still fixated on consuming and representing their image based off brand name.
Counterfeit goods comprise a $1 trillion industry, and academics have long sought to find out what exactly motivates roughly 3 million consumers a year to spend real money on artificial designer products. As we investigate this notion through exploring Paddy's market, we discover many items that reinforce this idea. Through fake designer bags to phone cases with high-end brands plastered onto them, we begin to grasp the reality behind trends and social acceptance through purchasing counterfeit goods. Yet, although the appearance is identical, it's a gamble regarding the actual quality of the product. However, many people try their luck as they can't afford the original product.
I talked to my friend Angela, who is someone that I know who is influenced by designer brands through social media and word of mouth. However, she is more into the culture of it and therefore buys the knockoffs instead. So, what's the first thing you think when you see someone that is wearing or using something from a designer brand?
The first thing I think when I see someone wearing a designer brand is immediately I want to own that. If it's something trendy and if I've seen it a lot, I would want to own it.
Okay, and what are some of the designer clothing or makeup that you own, whether it's real or fake?
I don't own fake makeup, but I do have fake designer brands such as Tommy Hilfiger and Nautica, and I don't know how to pronounce the name of this brand, but I think it's Elise. But I do have some real stuff like Calvin Klein and Fila, but that's also because they were on sale when I bought them.
Oh, yeah. So why do you think you buy these cheaper knockoff luxury items instead of the original designer brand? Because, yeah, it seems to be an issue with budget mostly.
I can only afford trip from Kmart and like the Cotton On outlets and stuff, which is why I buy the fake stuff. The fake stuff isn't pricey, which is why I buy them. But you know, it just kind of makes me feel cool and it makes me feel rich and expensive. And it also kind of makes me feel part of this exclusive groups. Like I feel part of the people who actually buy the original ones, and you can't even tell the difference between the real and the fake, so it doesn't really matter.
The desire for owning real or fake luxury consumer goods have created irrational behaviors in modern society. Products are made just to satisfy false needs, which can only be fulfilled through consumerism. This is opposed to true needs, which culture traditionally fostered being through freedom, creativity, genuine happiness, and difference. Nowadays, most perceive non-luxury goods as inferior.
This can be seen through Steve Cott's social media series, artworks that depict the invasive nature of people consuming electronics, this false need to buy the newest phone model, thereby attacking brands like Apple and Samsung. This concept also applies to designer brands, particularly through social media.
Consumers traditionally want comfort, happiness, and satisfaction in their lives, and they get it in part through the products they buy. However, this recent obsession with luxury consumerism has taken over modern society. Using designer brands has essentially become a subculture in itself. There is now a perpetual change of culture, branding, and trends, therefore accelerating brand revenue, real or fake, immensely.